This happened in 2022 when I was living in Oakland, California. I had driven up to visit my parents in Eureka for the weekend. If you've never driven Highway 101 along Northern California at night, let me explain something. It's beautiful during the day. At night it feels abandoned. Long stretches of empty highway, no streetlights, barely any cell service, just forest and ocean and darkness. I left my parents' house around 8 p.m. on Sunday. I had work early the next morning and didn't want to wake up at 4 a.m. to make the drive. That was my first mistake. The first couple of hours were fine, quiet, peaceful even. Once you get far enough north, Highway 101 narrows into mostly 2 lanes. After a while, I realized I hadn't seen another car in several minutes. Then, near Trinidad, the fog rolled in. And I don't mean light mist. I mean within 5 minutes, visibility dropped to maybe 20 feet. My headlights reflected straight back at me. It felt like driving inside a cloud. I slowed to about 35 miles per hour and focused on the center line. There weren't many safe places to pull over, so I just kept going. Driving in thick fog messes with your head, you lose all sense of distance. Every curve feels sharper than it is. Every shadow looks like something moving. After about half an hour of that, I saw someone standing on the shoulder of the road. At first, I thought it was a signpost. Then my headlights caught him clearly. A man, tall, dark clothes, just standing there facing the road. He wasn't waving for help. He wasn't walking. He wasn't on his phone. He was completely still. I slowed down as I passed him, worried he might step into traffic, but he didn't move. He didn't even turn his head. There hadn't been any broken down cars behind me, no hazard lights, no houses nearby, nothing. It was strange, but not terrifying. Yet, I kept driving. About 10 minutes later, I saw someone again. Same height, same build, same dark clothing. Only this time he was standing on the left shoulder. I actually said out loud, "That's not possible." There were no intersections, no side roads. I hadn't passed any cars. There was no way someone could have gotten ahead of me. As I drove past, I looked at him, and this time, he turned his head sharply and locked eyes with me. The movement was instant, mechanical. It sent a shock of fear through me. I pressed the gas slightly, pushing closer to 45, even though the fog was still thick. I just wanted distance. But then it got worse. The fog became so dense I could barely see the center line anymore. I had to slow down again. That's when my headlights lit up a figure standing directly in the middle of the road. I slammed the brakes. The person wore a hood. I couldn't see his face. He didn't move. I flashed my high beams. Nothing. We were just sitting there, my car idling, him blocking the road. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it. I decided to back up and turn around. I put the car in reverse. And when I checked my rearview mirror, there was someone behind me, a shape walking slowly toward my car through the fog. I yelled and threw the car back into drive. I didn't care about lanes anymore. I swerved into the opposite side to get around the person in front of me. He didn't step aside. As I passed him, something slammed into the back of my car, hard. The entire rear end jolted sideways. I heard metal crunch. It wasn't a bump. It felt like another vehicle hit me at speed. I gripped the wheel and kept going. When I checked my mirrors, there was nothing behind me, no headlights, no people, just fog. I didn't slow down again until I reached a wider stretch of highway where visibility finally improved. As my breathing steadied, my brain tried to explain it. I'd been driving almost 4 hours. I was exhausted. Staring into thick fog can mess with your perception. Fatigue can cause hallucinations. That had to be it. I convinced myself I imagined the figures. Maybe I panicked and hit a guardrail post when I swerved. That explanation made sense. It had to. When I got home to Oakland, I parked and finally stepped out of the car. Then I walked to the back. The rear bumper was crushed inward, a deep dent stretching almost the entire width. Cracked plastic, bent frame underneath. It wasn't a small scrape. Something had hit me. There was no paint transfer, no debris, nothing that suggested another vehicle. I filed a police report, but nothing ever came of it. I still tell myself I hallucinated the figures, but here's the part I can't shake. If the people in the fog weren't real, what hit my car? And if the crash was real, Then what was standing in the road that night?